Guys dialed in? It's been 510 days since the smell of Valentinos for me. It's an honor to be here. I tweeted out Friday or Saturday night. It was it's nothing like the smell of popcorn on game day when they're making that popcorn all afternoon. I feel like I'm working at the movie theaters. So anyway, the Phoenix will rise. Nothing torn, nothing broken. So that's good news. We're excited to play. The theme this week is we've been working on all summer is this team's got to play with an edge. So I'm going to be looking this weekend to find 6 players that want to play with an edge. And what does that mean? That means we're going to come out, go point by point, max it out every point. We're not working into games. We're not working into points. We're not taking plays off. So that's going to be a theme that we're looking for this week and this weekend. And again, I'll let B. Ryan explain the schedule, but we've moved this tournament times when we're playing all around because of football and TV and other things. So I really don't even know what time we're playing. I know it's Friday morning sometime. So having said all that, what questions do you have?
Is it a relief to hear Nicklin is nothing torn, nothing broken?
Yeah, it's always really good news. And that was a freak play. I've never seen that before. She got clipped in the air and threw her off, and she came down and just she hasn't gotten hurt in 4 years here, so it was tough deal. But they're young, so they heal fast. So
is that her foot or her ankle or knee?
It was her ankle. Yeah.
So do you expect to have her on Friday?
No, I don't think she'll play this week. So it's just again, it just matters how fast the swelling gets out, how she can build her strength back up. The good thing is Nicklin doesn't jump that high, so the high flyers, it takes them a little longer sometimes. The DBs get the high ankle springs, it takes them longer than linemen. So anyway, that's just a side note.
When did you find out about Nicklin? Saturday night or Sunday?
No, not till Sunday morning. But they took her over and x-rayed her and everything, and we knew it wasn't broken Saturday night. That was the big thing they always check for. And Sunday was, we had video Sunday, and so it's all good.
How do you describe the level of relief knowing that she's okay?
Well, I hate to see anybody even, I get upset when they break their, painted fingernails. So you don't ever like to see anybody get hurt, especially her. She's such a warrior, and like I said, I've never seen that happen to her. She's always really in good control, and she'll crash around and stuff, but that was just, I was kind of in shock. And so I'm just glad it's, not worse. Here's the crazy thing for you guys, okay? I like to give you guys crazy stuff. I like to give you guys stuff so it makes your job better, because I want you to win awards, be number 1, 10, 11. Her sister sprained her right ankle Saturday night, too, playing for Pepperdine. You tell me what that's all about. Okay. Maybe there are UFOs. I don't know.
Would Kennedy or start if Nicklin can't play?
I don't know what we're going to do. So we'll see this week. Got to figure it out. Who's gonna step up or possibly run a 6-2? So we're going to look at that.
What do you look for in each of the position groups to kind of determine who's going to be playing, who's going to earn that playing time? You said you're perplexed on what the starting lineup is going to be, so how is that going to shake out?
Well, we've got good numbers for practice. We got numbers from Saturday night, and now I told you the next thing is who's going to have an edge this week. So it's first week of school. School started today. If the freshmen can't handle school and having an edge, then the older players have been through it. They know. So I want to see who has an edge this week going into this weekend.
Have you ever been in this type of position where you have so much talent and competition, especially with the young girls coming up, trying to come up with a lineup?
Probably not like this. Usually you're freshmen, you're just hoping you don't have to play them. Occasionally, there's a freshman that comes in, that's ready to go. But all these guys, and Riley Gray was doing really well too until she hurt her shoulder. So, this group can play, and so it makes for an interesting dynamic. I think it makes our team better, and it's pushing our other players maybe to get a little more out of their comfort zone, which is great. I don't have to do it as much.
All right, with everybody talking about the freshmen and how well they played Saturday, do you have to worry about team cohesion between the freshmen and the upperclassmen?
No, this group's really tight. I'll give credit to our older players, especially Kenzie Knuckles and Lexi's son. Both did a fantastic job this summer of pulling these guys together and bringing them into the mix and making them feel comfortable. Those two have the way their personalities are very warm, welcoming, and they've done a great job, and those freshmen feel really comfortable, and they're all tight. We had a team dinner last night, and just being around them, there's just it's a really good vibe. And I give credit to Kenzie and Lexi.
John, you said after the match that Lindsay Krause has dominated at times in practice. What does that picture look like?
Well, she was our leading hitter, and efficiency-wise, blocking-wise, serving-wise, she was our best server for the week. So just a lot of categories she did really well. Now, she didn't do so well Saturday night, but I know how she's wired. She probably didn't sleep very good Saturday night. So she's going to come back, with a vengeance, I think. And she's really focused, determined. I mean, that's how you win 4 state championships. I mean, that's not easy to do. And but anyway, she's played at a really high level.
What impressed you most about Allie Batenhorst?
She moves really well. She's got great vision. She's really coachable. She can do all the skills really well, and she's tall, which helps. Just watch her move. For somebody that's 6'4", she moves really, really well. And she can get low to the floor, so it's going to allow her to be a good defensive player.
Have you decided on captains yet?
Yes. If you listen to the podcast or the radio, you would know who they are. Well, you got something to do today now.
Which of the hitters would play all around at this point?
Any of them could. Now, some are ahead of others, but all of them have a chance to play all the way around. They're all 6 rotation outside hitters.
Does that make your job easier or harder, given the fact that you have 3 good defensive specialists?
It makes it hard, and again, it put like I told them, the way we decided, we're going to make a lot of decisions as who's the best servers and best passers. So I want them to know how important that is, because they get caught up like everybody does in how many kills you get. We're going to separate by best passers and servers. So we work hard on it, and we stat it every day, and they know they get a report every day on what their stats are. So we're trying to, make that a huge priority for us and importance.
You saw Kenzie take a lot.
You don't get NIL deals when you're a great passer, okay? You get 20 kills, 25 kills, 5 kills a game, you get NIL deals.
We saw Kenzie take a couple of swings on the back row. Is that a new wrinkle of the offense, or is that something just with scrimmage?
Kenzie's a great hitter. She can get on it really good. She moves it around. She hits, because she's shorter, she hits it flat, so she's gonna get a lot of tools off the block. It's harder to block because she's smaller. We're seeing if we can develop that as a possibility. I think middle back's a more natural position for her than left back, so that allows her to be able to, we want to have somebody be able to attack out of the back row there. So she's all about it, loves it. And remember, she hit for her whole life, so this is nothing new for her. And she almost touched 10 feet, and she was 9'11" and a half in vertical testing. So she's playing close to our outside hitters height-wise.
I have a 2-part question.
Yeah.
Part 1. How do you know when you have a good player-led team? In other words, the players are the leaders and they put out some of the fires before they ever get to you. And the second part is your most talented teams also often your best player-led teams?
The first part of that is we're in the honeymoon right now. We'll know more. I can answer that better as we get into the grind of the Big Ten and how they handle stress of school playing. But up to this point, it's a great vibe and great team to be around. And again, we have a culture where a lot of those things are taken care of internally before it ever gets to the coaches or we have to deal with it. So part of that's our culture, and our older players understand that culture and have taught the younger players. I'd say probably the best team we've ever had here was 2008, and it was probably the least talented team. So I don't think there's any correlation. The year before that, 2007, was the most talented team we've ever had, and their chemistry, or whatever you want to call it, was awful. And 2008 performed at a higher level. So it's something we're always working on, and again, in our culture, we're constantly talking about that. And
The 08 team was the one that took Penn State to 5 sets.
yeah,
Well, Jordan was on that team?
yeah, Jordan was on that
But
team.
who was the other glue person on that team that helped that team to be an elite, well-led team?
It was Amanda Gates, who was from Columbus, and she ended up playing because we had 2 middles ahead of her get hurt. And she was a huge part of that. And then Corey Cooper, who got hurt, was kind of in the role of holding it all together and encouraging people and keeping it in perspective, like, you know, take advantage of this, let's do it. She had a huge role in that as well. So, yeah, those guys all stepped up in different ways, but Jordan was the key to it.
We have time for one more.
Can I ask a little bit different question? You know, it sounds like there's no restrictions on the amount of attendance capacity, or there's no mandates on masks. How do you hope that fans will handle this situation?
I just know we're going to continue to mask up till the county health tells us things are quieted down. We just found out today, you know, if we have a COVID deal, you know, forfeit, you lose, and gives other teams an easy win. So we got to be careful with that. But just got to trust people have their best interests, and we want to be as protective as we can. So I don't know. That's not much more I can say about it. You know, I now, you know, we're seeing some people that got vaccinated that are getting COVID, not on our team, but. So we all got to be really careful.
Would you like to see fans, you know, it's strongly suggested that they wear masks indoors. Would you like to see fans mask up?
I don't know. Ask Garth.
All right.
Anything else? All right. You guys are on a roll today.
Floor for questions.
Hey, Markel, how did the intensity level or anything change with the arrival of game week here this morning?
Yeah, being more stricter at practice, being more consistent, being more focused. So the intensity got to be up, living every practice like it's going to be a game. So when the game comes, it just can be just like practice.
How much do you have last year's game in mind as you get ready for Illinois?
I mean, it's in the back of the mind because nobody wanted the game to go like that, so it's like a redemption, kind of. But at the same time, we're focusing on this weekend. This year, Illinois, and since they got a new coaching staff, we're just trying to focus up and get the game plan right.
Markel, I saw some former Huskers were back handing out the black shirts today to you guys. I mean, what's that moment like just every year? I know it's something you guys do. And what was it like today to kind of go through it again?
Nah, yeah, it was great. I mean, not knowing we was going to get our black shirts today after practice, but seeing the former black shirts give out black shirts and also give a speech to us of what the black shirts was like back then, it was just great. Great ceremony.
Who were some of the guys that spoke at that to you?
It was JP. It was Kenny Wilhite, the one who gave me my jersey.
Coach, you know, at first year coach.
I mean, it's not really tricky because it's mostly the same game plan, the same overall offensive formations, and just the same game plan, period. But you just got to focus on what they did in the spring game, which is not much, but at the same time trying to get a glimpse for what they're trying to do this year.
You've been a part of a lot of season openers at Nebraska over the years. How much does an opener kind of lead into what's next in the season, set the tone?
Now, yeah, the season opener is really setting the tone. You're really setting the tone with the first game for the rest of the year. So it's really a big deal. So we got to come out with our heads swinging, doing 110%.
What do you think Illinois' offense gave you guys problems the last couple of years, but especially last year?
I mean, I'm not really focused on last year. I'm not really trying to think about last year. I'm really focused on this year and this week coming up.
But there must be players that did well that you're concerned about. What are they good at, I suppose? I mean, that takes over.
What you mean, on the offensive side or?
Yes, on their offense.
I mean, it's a couple players that came back, and there's a quarterback they had, number one, who's transfer, they just put the receiver most likely, and they got Peters back at quarterback. So mostly we just focus on that and see what they did last year and focus on this week. Really, I mean, your question is just like the offense, the side. I mean, they got a whole totally new offense because of the new coaches. So it's like trying to get a feel for it.
Markel, how big is the role of the secondary in meeting the turnover goals that you have as a defense this year?
I mean, that's the emphasis on this year, really turnover consistency, leading practice to the game, emphasizing turnovers in practice every single day because the turnovers change the games, as we all know.
What obviously you're trying to get interceptions as a secondary, but what do you guys do to help the defense in that goal?
I mean, we practice interceptions. I mean, we go get interceptions during team periods. We practice forced fumbles. We practice fumble recovery. I mean, just something we do every day. Just be consistent at it.
How have you seen the depth in the secondary sort of shape itself? I mean, has that competition, did it carry through the camp as you expected it might?
Yeah. The competition in the secondary group, I mean, it bring out the best of us. I mean, I think this as the DB whole group, this was one of our best camps just for everybody to know what they're doing, and it's more competitive now. Now that everybody know where they're aligned, everybody know the play calls, everybody playing fast.
Who was a young guy in camp and the defensive backs that impressed you?
Miles Farmer.
Got injured. How have you seen him come back from that? What do you like about what he's doing?
He's doing good. He's back like he never left. I mean, you can't even tell he had an injury, to be honest.
You have Damien Daniels and Taylor-Britt as the captains on your side of the ball. What stands out about those guys' leadership skills?
I mean, it's great. I mean, as you know, all year and probably the previous year, they've been very outspoken, and the game speak for itself. So them being captains, I mean, it wasn't a surprise. I'm happy for them, and I hope they lead defense to great. I mean, even though they was captains, I mean, there's many more leaders on the team, so that really doesn't affect us at all. It just putting a stamp on them to be the captains. I mean, they got to be more outspoken. They got to be more vocal and be willing to sacrifice.
Cam's always been such a personable guy since he got here, but how have you seen him elevate beyond just that to being a true leader in the locker room?
From his game from freshman to now, I mean, you can see a big difference in his personality, his mental state of being, and his physical state of being. Him being the football player that he is right now is the reason why he is a captain.
Anything else from Markel? Okay, thank you guys.
Gotcha.
Open the floor for questions.
Does it feel like a game week?
It does. You can just feel it on the team. The team's ready to get after it, and I think it's a long time coming. I think the whole team's ready to really get their focus on Saturday. So.
Hey, Ethan, what's the challenge, or is there one with, Turner, he's been a little nicked up. I don't know what the situation is there, but Grant working in there. How's that work for you, just tackle, or does it matter?
It really doesn't matter. Those two guys communicate honestly, sometimes I don't know who's on the left side of me. Sometimes they're rotating so much, and yeah, and like everybody rotates. So like I'll be going with the twos. Sometimes I'll be going with the ones. It's kind of like a mix. So I don't think there's going to be an issue at all with left tackle. I think both guys are capable.
Ben Silly's been really complimentary of you in a couple interviews where he says he's like you've gotten Big Ten ready. He says sort of like your body. Do you feel like you kind of took a step up like this year?
Yeah, I last year I played about like 285, and right now I weighed in at like 307. So I'm playing like 22 pounds heavier. Duval's been doing a good job in the weight room. We'll see Saturday. We have a great D line, and they've been getting the O line ready, and we'll be getting them ready. And I can't wait to see the O and D line go against somebody else except each other. So,
you talked about sort of mixing and matching on the offensive line. Greg Austin talks about that quite a bit. Have you done more of that in this camp, or has it been sort of similar to spring last year or so?
Yeah, it's been similar. Coach Austin, he's always looking to see if somebody's maybe a little bit better at another position. It's like a trial and error. But right now I think the guys that are rotating are at the spot they need to be. And I think we're looking good for game this Saturday. So,
Ethan, do you guys have to do anything at all as a team to downplay the significance of this game? And that sounds weird, but there's been a lot of talk all offseason about how much is riding on this game, how big it is to open against a division foe week 0. What is the conversation among the team about this, just the significance of Saturday?
You know, most important game is Saturday. I think that's been stressed on the team. We can't get ahead of ourselves. We got to go one game at a time. In Illinois, we've been since the Rutgers game last year. Had our eyes on Illinois. So it is the biggest game because we've been preparing for the last 8 months for this game. So, like I said, I think the team is excited and confident going into this game Saturday.
For those players who haven't gotten to experience a road atmosphere or anything, or maybe their first college game, any advice you would have for them as they go into this first game?
Just treat it like practice. Coach Frost does a great job of turning up the music, putting us in high-pressure situations while we're tired. Honestly, from my experience, the game is almost easier than practice. So they shouldn't get too worked up. They should, honestly, the next 2 days put in the work, and Saturday would just be a breeze for them.
We always ask defensive guys about it, but I guess they got the black shirts today. As an offensive player, when they get those, do you recognize kind of how special? I mean, is it kind of cool when you see them out on the field and all that?
Yeah, I think, especially from my standpoint, you go against those guys day in, day out, and you can see the work they put in. And for them to be honored by a black shirt I think it's very special. I started at defense, so I always was striving for that black shirt, but as an O-line, it's a lot of respect. Those guys deserve the black shirts they got, and they put in a lot of work, and nothing but good vibes for them. So,
what kind of opportunity you guys have? It'll be really the biggest game of the day of college football on Saturday, 12 noon, Fox National TV. I mean, do you guys look at this as an opportunity to kind of correct some things from the last few years?
Exactly. I think we just need like you said, a lot of eyes are going to be on us, but I think ultimately we just got to treat it like a game and say, hey, we've been preparing for this for the last 8 months. Let's get after them. And I think that's all there is to it. So,
what's your perspective on the guy to your right? There's been a lot of talk about Juergens this offseason, his development.
Yeah, Cam Juergens is the dude. He works hard. He's gritty. He's the definition of what a pipeline player should be. And for me, just to be next to him, I feel extremely honored. He elevates my game as well. And he's just the definition of what in the offense line room, we got all these definitions of what a pipeline is, and he fits every single category. He's just a dude. So,
bunch of guys like Sinterman, Bando, Hickson, guys who've been around, they're like fourth, fifth years.
Yeah, those guys, honestly, Trent, like you said, Trent, Brock, and Sick, they've meant a lot because they've been through a lot of coaching staff, the transition. They know the offense more than anybody else because they've been here the longest. And honestly, they've been great leaders on the team for especially me and the younger guys, just being able to instill what Coach Austin is trying to get across on the offense line. They've been just every day you come in and it's just awesome because their leadership for us. So.
Do you get excited for a guy like Sichterman who, you know, maybe gets a start and it's been like 4 years in the
Definitely.
making?
I think that's awesome. Sick is a person that there's nobody more technical. There's nobody that pays more attention to detail than Matt Sichterman. He is a workhorse. And for him to be able to start, I think is a testament to him and his work ethic. And I am super excited to see. I think he's going to be a great lineman this year, and I can't wait to see what he does this Saturday.
Maybe in the past, you guys, some may have questioned your offensive identity. What do you hope that the identity will be for this team offensively?
4 or 5 yards of play. We're going to go downhill. We're going to move the ball. And when we move the ball, we're going to be able to pass on them. So I think our biggest identity is just moving the line of scrimmage 2 yards in every single play and being able to give Adrian time to throw. So just hard-nosed football.
How much of an emphasis have you guys put on penalties and curtailing that? And then how much is maybe the game kind of the ultimate test of whether that's actually paid off?
Yeah, penalties have been huge this fall camp. Last year we had a lot of holding, false starts, but every single time if you do a penalty in practice, you have to pay extra, and the guys will really get after you. So it's like it helps change your mindset of like this means a lot, and we put a lot of stress on the penalties, especially false starts this year. And I think, or I know, it's gonna be better this year.
How do you pay extra? What's that mean?
Running, lifting, push-ups and stuff after practice. If you run a couple gassers, which is not very fun when you had a 2.5 hour practice out in the heat and you have to go run more, especially in heat races. So, but you pay an extra bill if you have a penalty during camp. So.
Had you done that in the past? Is that something?
Yeah, we've done it in the past, but it's been more of an emphasis. It's been more severe penalties, especially maybe last year I did like 15 push-ups. Now it's like you got to run like it's like a conditioning set. So.
Anything else for Ethan? Yes? We'll have more players here in a couple seconds.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll have all 4 captains here today, so first one, Damien Daniels.
What does that mean, Damien, the captain honor?
Man, it means a lot. I'm just blessed. All I can say is thank God, and I just want to thank my teammates for choosing me to represent us, and I take big pride in it, and I just can't wait to get this season rolling with them.
Was there a time early in your career where did you ever doubt you could get to that point of like respect in the room, or was that always something that was driving you to get?
Yeah, it was something that was always driving me. Just me maturing over the years and everything. Playing behind Carlos Khalil, my brother, and everything, that kind of helped push me, because it's just watching them, how they led and everything, that just kind of just pushed me to be the best I can be.
What was that like, sharing that with your brother, maybe, who was a captain here not all that long ago?
Man, my brother was happy, and I was blessed. Like I told him, like, hey man, like I did it and everything, and he was like, hey, I knew you could do it. I always knew you could. You was born to be a leader, and just went from there.
Everybody compares brothers. That's kind of their lot in life. Are you similar to your brother in how you lead, or do you think your style's different?
It's kind of in the middle a little bit. I got my own way, and he got his. So.
Can you describe your way? How do you lead?
We're just gonna have to see how it go.
Is there anybody today who got a black shirt that was a first timer that you were excited about? You know.
Of course, DeAndre Thomas. That's my brother right there. We came in together, and we gonna hopefully end this thing out together next couple of years. You know, so it's just a blessing to be basically say that somebody I came in here with got a black shirt with me. So.
That was his first time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What was his reaction to it?
His reaction?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. He's DeAndre. DeAndre, he don't have no. He got always carry a straight face and everything, so it's kind of hard.
So how many of those guys up front got them? D linemen.
4.
You, Stilly,
Ty Robinson and DeAndre Thomas.
Maybe you have the best perspective, but how do you think the development of the offensive line is going?
Man, it's night and day for those guys. Like I said in the last couple interviews, like this past spring, it was like it got hectic. Like coach had to tell us to stop, like take care of each other because every other play, one of us was on the ground, and we really got after it. Not just spring, but fall camp as well. You know, going against guys like Ethan Piper, Cameron Jurgens, and Matt Schichterman, Ben Hart, all those guys up front. Like it's always been like that, and it's gonna continue to be like that.
Anything else for Damien?
What do you think about last year's game a lot, or is that something you just put in the rearview against Illinois? They had a pretty good day running it. What are you kind of expecting from them? And obviously it's challenging because they have a new coach.
Man, last year's game, they got a new coaching staff, and I know we're ready to get it back on the field. They're ready to get back on the field, and it's going to be a dogfight.
You guys embrace this stage. It'll be really the biggest game of the day, one of the only games of the day on TV, and a lot of people are obviously getting a chance to see Nebraska play.
Yeah, week 0, and like I said, you just can't wait to get out there on the field.
How much do these openers set the tone for the season?
Openers, like you said, we the only team that's gonna be playing, so all the eyes are gonna be on Nebraska and Illinois. So it's gonna set the tempo for the rest of the year for us.
I guess what I mean is when you play well, does that tend to carry over into games? And if it's kind of a slow first game, does that kind of bleed into the future games in your experience?
Nah, we just take it day by day.
Damien, you've been here since 2017. How do you feel like the player leadership component in the program has changed since then? What's maybe a fire that you guys are able to put out now that maybe you didn't 5 years ago?
I say player leadership. It's kind of different. I feel like we're more. I say with this class we're more vocal. And like back in the day with the older leaders and everything, they would get on us and everything, but I feel like back in the day, everybody wasn't as bought in as we are this year. That's all I can say. So.
When did you kind of feel that start to shift in the program?
Probably like when spring started. Everybody just like the way we hit it in the summer and everything, you could just feel like it's just a mood, it's a feeling that we all just got. And I said it myself, and I kind of held it on the inside. And then other players, we started talking about it, and they was like, hey, I feel good. Hey, I like what we're doing this year. I like where we're going. Let's keep building.
Anything else? Thank you, Damien.
Yeah. All right. Well, you said you're feeling great, so let's start there. Okay. Captain, assume black shirt.
My head is just, it's a lot to take in. But I believe, I got it. Just taking on that role of being a captain is huge. It's a dream come true, I could say. Just watching the guys before me, as we voted for them in the years before, and just see those reactions and, just to see them carry on that captain name alongside their name is something real, and I'm ready for it. And just ready to lead this team to where we need to get to.
And who presented you with your black shirt?
I believe it was our AD, new AD. Yeah, most def. Yeah, it was so it's special, man.
Cam, how would you say you've developed as a leader in your time here to be a guy recognized by your peers as someone who should be a captain?
I believe I've done a okay job, honestly. I believe since a freshman, I've always spoke aloud, let it be known, where I was on the field, let you know, when you're wrong and when I'm wrong. I've never been the person to, I say talk back when somebody's trying to get on me, because I understand, like, if I'm not doing my job, I want you to get on me just as well. So I believe with that leader mentality, that just helps me out a lot.
Have you seen that other battle? I know you say you got your spot locked up, but that other side, have you seen that there's some guys who have been in the mix all camp?
Them boys, they compete. They compete, man. Honestly, they come out there every day. We have a production chart, as you know, as the DBs, and we instantly run in the meeting, try to see who's at the top of the board and, see what we need to get today. So it really makes it, a lot of competition, when we go out to practice. Everybody wants to get a hand on the ball. Everybody wants to, get a forced fumble, an interception, just to make a play. And I believe that helps so much as far as playing defense as well. And that production chart, it just, gives you something to, look at, your production or what you're doing at practice. So it just gives everybody a little competition. But as far as Braxton, you got Tyreek, you have Quinn Newsome. Those guys are going at it. They really are.
Who got the black shirts in the secondary, you guys?
Me, Deontay Williams, and Markel Dismuke. Yes, sir. That's why we need that other guy to step up, man. Yeah, and once he does, yeah, you thought.
Yeah, Damien also is a captain. As a fellow defender, what was it like to see him, a guy who he's slowly worked his way to that spot?
Most definitely, man. I've known Damien since I've got here. He kind of, took me in as well as an older brother, and just to see him get that opportunity just like me, bro, it was crazy. We low-key almost cried together. I was like, man, like, y'all just named us captain. So we really, took it on in, and, yeah, that's my bro.
Does last year's game against Illinois matter at all, or is it just old news? But how do you?
It's old news. You see the score in the past. It wasn't what we wanted it to be. It's a new year, new mentality of the team. I could say it's the best team I've seen since we've been here, as far as production-wise, togetherness. Yeah, like I said, it's an old game. I don't remember much from.
Is it tricky going against a team with a new coach?
Most definitely it is, but we stick to our game plan, and we go out there and execute our plays, and we defend their plays the way we need to and just run our defense, man. It shouldn't matter.
You guys are playing week 0, kind of the big game of the day, 12 noon on Fox. I mean, how excited are guys for the spotlight to play on week 0?
That's why you're at Nebraska, man. The light show and cameras are always here. They have to be ready for that. We just can't let that, overwhelm anybody, because it is the first week of college football just to kick everything off, and everybody needs to stay locked in. Don't jump into the hype, man. Just, like I said, stay locked in, be ready for this game. We really have to get this one. I want to so bad. I want to so bad.
What kind of opportunity is it for the program to kind of change some opinions?
I believe we change a lot of opinions when we play our football, not to level of our competition. I believe we do that sometimes. We get down on ourselves if something happens in the game, and we have to come back to the sideline and re-up everybody. But I believe now, as things have gone on through fall camp, some may go bad, but I see everybody running to that guy and be like, hey, come on, you're good. Everything's going to be okay next play. So that helps out a lot.
A lot of people use the word momentum. The program needs momentum. Win a few games. Can you describe what that's like from your perspective as a player? Just this idea that you guys could start stacking some wins and what that would mean and feel like.
It starts with special teams. We start special teams every day at practice, and that's where it really starts. That's the kick. You know, the ball is kicked, you know, to start the game off regardless, and we have to set the tone with that. And that's one thing they harp on it. Because, you know, kickoff, we want to kick the ball off or we're going to return it. We have to set it right then and there because that sets the momentum for the game. You know, like I said, we can't get down on ourselves because that gives them the momentum. That's why everybody's spirits has to be up.
What's the balance when you're a kick returner of waving that hand and taking it at the 25? And I mean, it's got to be a split-second decision. I mean, what's the challenge of that? Knowing when to try to make a play and when to just fair catch it.
I guess you just have an instinct, knowing the game of football, just been playing it a long time, and, you know, just getting in with my coaches and watching film on, you know, whether we should return it or should fair catch it. It's all just game plan.
And Cam, what kind of personal responsibility do you feel in helping the defense and the secondary achieve the goals that you've set with turnovers this year?
I tell the guys, it's a little joke, but when they drop a pick, I say, you haven't been to Cam class because I try to lead the group in interceptions. So when they drop a pick, I'm like, hey, you haven't been to class lately. You've been skipping. So I just try to stay on guys by getting turnovers, man. It doesn't matter about interceptions. You know, interceptions, forced fumbles, get it any type of way you can, just sell out.
How much of that is just like a mentality that you guys have to take onto the field as opposed to, you know, what you're doing physically?
I can say Coach Frost, man, he harps on turnovers for defense and not having turnovers on offense. So I believe he's embedded that in our heads. Just even before fall camp, we were talking about, you know, right after the season, about, you know, the past season and things that went on. But, man, he just stays on us about getting the ball back for the offense. And who wouldn't want to get an interception, you know, to help the team out?
And after your offseason of lobbying to never leave the field, will we see you in any offensive packages on Saturday?
That's all I got to say, man. I don't know.
Cam, you got a number of picks for yourself this year?
More than my football number. Yeah.
You didn't change your number to 9.
Nope. Hey, I was thinking about it. I felt that question was going to come up, so I was thinking about it. Me and Markel was going to have a conversation.
Anything else for Cam? All right. Thank you, Cam.
Thank you.
All right, questions for Austin?
Captain, that was a goal of yours. How are you feeling today?
It's a blessing. Like I said, in the spring and in the summer, it was my goal to be a captain, and I'm a believer that you gotta speak things into existence. You got goals, you look at them every day, you gotta write them down, you gotta tell yourself it's a real opportunity, and it was a blessing to be able to be picked captain on this team. But not to say it caught me by surprise, but because I knew last year, I've been one of the more leaders in this team, better leaders in this team. But I told all the other leaders on this team, just because I have the title of a captain doesn't mean you're any less of a leader, and just because I have the title of captain doesn't mean I'm any more of a leader. We're all going to lead the same way. Just because I have the captain's title doesn't mean Cam Jurgens doesn't have a voice anymore. Cam Jurgens coulda, shoulda, woulda been a captain. Like he's still one of the better leaders on the team. Travis Vokalek, he's gonna have a voice still, and that's the thing I preach to them. It's still our team. Just because I run out of the tunnel first doesn't mean those guys are going to be quiet now. We all have the same mission in mind, and that begins next week in Illinois.
Have you seen the depth develop in your room behind you? And did it become more real? There was a little panic around here the one practice people saw where you and Travis weren't out there. Does it become real? Those guys, like, they got to be ready.
Mm-hmm. That's the kind of the way their practices are set up. It's next man up, whether whether I rolled my ankle one day, whether somebody has said and so injury, it's next man up. Whether Adrian, God forbid, doesn't happen, something happens to him week 1, next man up. I mean, that's the way kind of coaches practice goes. But it's I mean, fall camp's fall camp. I mean, you're gonna have little nicks here and there, but it wasn't necessarily a thing. I'm not gonna get into injuries, but it was a grind in fall camp. I'll just say that. I mean, every fall camp's a grind, so it's just the way it goes.
Have you seen some guys come along though in your room?
Yeah, I mean, Hickman, we've put that kid through a lot. I mean, tell him he's coming as a tight end, tell him he's a receiver, coming back to a tight end. I mean, it's a lot on a body to try and put on weight, lose weight, put on weight. But he's embraced that, and I think has the best understanding of the offense because he's seen it from every different angle now. But he's doing really great things, and same with Nate Borkcher. He's a name I always bring up in interviews just because he's a hard worker. He's gonna give you what you got. He's smart in this offense. And the last name I'll bring up is Chance Brewington. We brought him over as from receiver and just been hitting the ground running. I mean, he's very smart. I think what helps him and guys who transfer in, they have an understanding of what it takes to learn a collegiate offense and collegiate playbook, and I think that's what helped him step into the role he has so far. And I mean, Chance is going to help us this year. I mean, he's a baller, but all across the board, guys are stepping up that are young, and it's good to see.
How has player leadership maybe evolved the last 3-4 years? You've been here since 2017. How do you feel like it's evolved to the point where maybe you guys can put out some fires that don't get to the coaches?
Yeah, making me feel old there. But I think the biggest step we've taken as players this year is taking things under our wing. I mean, it's unless otherwise directed, the players are going to lead this way. Unless Frost wants us to go this direction, we're going to lead this way. And I think that's the biggest step we've taken in the sense that Damien Jackson, he's in charge of accountability. If I see something at practice that I don't like, I'm going to say, you're on accountability here with Damien after practice. And I think that's the biggest step we've taken is like you said, putting out fires before they even get to Frost, because Frost has everything he's got to deal with. I mean, the head coach, I mean, it's leadership from the top down. I mean, there's only so much that he can lead, or only so much he can take care of from the top, and there's things that he shouldn't take care of that the players are now taking care of, and that's kind of our mentality now that we're going to win football games, and I think that's going to stem from how we handle as players stuff that Frost shouldn't have to take care of.
How tough is that balance though? Because you want your teammates to like you, but you also be a voice of authority as well.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's college football. I mean, nobody's really here to make friends and sing Kumbaya. I mean, it's Big Ten power football. Like you could be the worst enemies on the practice field, but once you step off and in the locker room, we're still brothers, we're still teammates, and I think that's the message we're trying to get across is I'm gonna beat the crap out of this guy on the D-line on the scout team, and hopefully I can come in the locker room and dap him up and see how his day's going. But that's the biggest thing we got to get across is we're still brothers at the end of the day, but on the field it's a battle, it's a war.
Hey Austin, how excited are guys for the stage this week, being really the biggest game of the day, the only real national televised game on ESR on Fox?
Yeah, I really wish I was on a plane to Ireland right now, but circumstances bearing, we're going to Illinois. But it is a week 0 game. It's all eyes are on us, and I think that's an opportunity for all of us to showcase who we are as a football team and how far we've come as leaders on the team. Showing the world what our team leaders have done. It doesn't necessarily always have to be Frost telling us what we need to get accomplished. It's on us to get it done. But I'm really excited to get the season kicked off on the right foot at Illinois. It's week 0, like you said, and we're the Big Ten. We're the big noon kickoff. So hopefully we can get things done for all you guys and for all the fans because we owe them one.
How important is it to kick it off on the right foot? I mean, you look at the openers the last handful of years, and it's been maybe slower starts than you guys want. What's the value of starting strong that can carry on into the rest of the game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me this year, too, is not setting a goal as we're going to win 10 games, we're going to win 6 games, we're going to go to a bowl game. We're taking every game like it's the championship game, and the championship game for us is Illinois this week. And I think that's the biggest change in my vision that I'm going to see is I'm going to handle that like it's the Big Ten championship next week. And then after that, we're going to play Fordham. Fordham's going to be the championship game of the week. And that's the mentality I think I'm going to bring to the table, and I'm going to kind of disperse across my peers.
Yeah, so when it came to the leadership, team leadership, how did you guys handle the vaccination situation? And it's kind of a touchy situation with that amongst players.
Yeah, I mean, it is a touchy situation, and I don't want to dive too much into it. But, I mean, COVID's here. COVID's going to stay. And there's not much we can do about it. And if they say a vaccination is the best way that we can play football without any interruptions, then, I mean, why not? I mean, there's guys that have their reasons to not get it, and I'm not going to dive into those reasons. I mean, I'm not going to tell a guy you have to get it as a leader. I'm not going to tell you guys that you don't have to get it. I mean, it's if a player wants to have a season with minimal interruption, go get the vaccine. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to say one way or another whether a player has to get it, and I'm not going to talk about who has and who hasn't. But that's all I really got to say about that.
How much did it play that, I guess the Big Ten looking at it, if you guys can't field the team, you forfeit. How much did that play into, I guess people's decisions and stuff?
I mean, it's kind of similar to last year in the sense that, I mean, COVID's here and there's not really much we can really do about it. I mean, you can take precautions, you can wear masks, but Big Ten necessarily hasn't given us a direct way they want to do things, I don't think. But I mean, it's football at the end of the day. Whether 3 guys have to sit out because of COVID tracing or whatever, I mean, like I said earlier, it's next man up, and we're prepared that way.
Anything else for us? All right, thank you.
Players still outside, but the podium will finish up players with Adrian, and then Coach Ross will be here around 12:30.
Really rough today.
Planning going forward.
I think Ben said that like you wearing his hat at fan day, like in that time period, he had like quite a few orders that came in. So is this going to do the same thing for him?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope so. I'm glad that he got to profit off it a little bit. I enjoy the hat, I enjoy the shirt and the stuff the guys are doing around the team. So any chance I get to support him, I'll do that.
As for you, you're a captain. You're now the first three-time captain at Nebraska. What does it mean to be in this position and to have that moment?
Yeah, well, it's almost hard to believe, you know, in such a storied program like Nebraska, and to be able to call myself the first three-time captain is pretty special and something I am very proud of. But my work's not done. There's a lot to be done during the season and a lot I need to do as a captain. Just incredibly proud and honored.
When you think about some of the slower starts to the season, I mean, Akron gets canceled, Ohio State last year. How important is it to start strong and to build some of that momentum going into the year?
Yeah, well, you said it. You know, it's incredibly important, and especially because of years past, I think we haven't necessarily shot right out of the gates the way we needed to, and that's an emphasis for us. We have to be ready to go first drive of the game, first quarter, and it's a Big Ten opponent. So,
Hey, Adrian, how have you seen Logan and Heinrich and Matt, everybody in that room, come along behind you to build up that first camp?
Yeah, I mean, it really hasn't just started. It didn't start during camp. It started all the way back in spring. Those guys have attacked it. And Logan, I mean, I forget that he's still such a young guy. He didn't get a spring. You know, he came early, and we only had 2 practices. So this has been huge for him. It's been huge for Heinrich. And obviously Masker's a veteran guy who's been there and seen it. And it's been really fun to be a part of this group. And I feel like they're coming along the way we want them to.
What's the biggest thing Logan's done since the spring, you know, that you've seen where you've said, okay, he did make a move?
Yeah, well, he's just gotten a lot more reps, you know. He's made a lot of improvements, and I think that's come with the reps. Starting to make quicker decisions and understanding the playbook is a process, and it feels like he's really getting a grip on that right now.
Hey, Adrian, are nerves still a factor for you going into the opener at your age?
I'm not that old of a guy, you know. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to play football, you know. And last year we were running out there, and there's about 10 people up in the stands. And this year it's going to be full. So anytime you get to – I'm living out my dream, you know, plain and simple. This is what I wanted to do when I was a kid. Wanted to come to a big-time school, play big-time football, play in these type of atmospheres, and be the starting quarterback. So, yeah, I got nerves. I got the butterflies. I'm pumped. So, part of that too, knowing what you're doing, that type, it doesn't go away. You know, you're excited to be out there.
Adrian, as a captain, what's your theme or slogan for this season for this team right now?
Well, it's hard to. I don't necessarily want to go with one slogan. There's been a couple things that I've stuck to personally that I will say I try and pass on to other guys, and something I heard from Coach Rude, and that's stacking days. It kind of goes with the day-by-day, the get better mantra, but it's really stuck with me, and I think it's resonated with a lot of the other guys on the team, and it's just about coming out each day and focusing, all right, I'm a stack a day, I'm going to get better, I'm going to do something in some area on the field that's going to make me a better player, make us a better team.
Is there a mindset shift going on offensively this month?
How do you mean exactly?
Oh, I mean, will it look a little different without giving away game plan?
I wouldn't say a mindset change. I'm really excited about the stuff we are doing, though. And, yeah, you know, I'm not going to give anything away. So,
What advantage do you feel like ABM is going to provide you in camp? Obviously, you're one of the first 2 clients.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I'm pumped about ABM. I think it's going to be huge for not only Nebraska football, but Nebraska athletics and student athletes being able to maximize their potential and do everything they can to, you know, get everything out of their name, image, and likeness. And I'm super fired up that a guy like Jared Lambrick is the head of that company, a guy who understands Nebraska and who is super passionate about Nebraska. I think it has all the potential in the world to be something that will help Nebraska athletics compete on a national landscape.
So they kind of represent you and maybe go out into the community and try to partner. Is that how you would
Yeah,
describe
I mean,
it?
it's a non-exclusive type of agreement. They're not here to hinder us in any way. So for me personally,
if I wanted to do a deal through, say, Open Doors or another company, I could do that. But they are to help. They're here to help. I obviously have a lot of responsibilities during the season. I have football, school, so I can't really be negotiating my deals all over town, you know. And I'm not the only one, so it'll help a lot of people that way.
Adrian, what's this stage mean to you guys to be the first real big game of the day of the college football season in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, it's sweet. I love that we have a week 0 game. I know the guys are pumped, and even more, it's a Big Ten West opponent. So everything's on the line week 1. Couldn't be more excited about it.
Adrian, I asked Ethan about offensive identity. Maybe in the years past, we didn't know exactly. What do you hope that at the end of the year we say, yeah, Nebraska's offensive identity was?
They were smart, disciplined. Adrian didn't turn over the ball, not even one time. In all seriousness, though, we're going to be a hard-nosed team, and I'm excited to get out there and prove that. We're going to be a team that's disciplined, that's not going to shoot ourselves in the foot, and do the things that we're supposed to do and what Coach wants us to do.
With Illinois, is there stuff you can study from their film last year, personnel-wise, or is it difficult since they have a new regime?
Yeah, it's always pretty difficult. I would say going into week 0, week 1 with the team that hasn't played a real game. We're not 100% sure what they're going to show up in, but yes, there's personnel things you can evaluate, and there's also, you know, where that coach may have played or coached the previous season, and mixing those two elements and formulating a game plan from that.
How far is that? You got a young group of running backs, or at least guys that haven't played much here. How far have they come since the winter, and what should fans expect, I guess, from that group when they sort of see them for the first time?
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of that group. They've really competed, and you know, they're going to see a squad of guys that when they get their chance, they're going to be going 100%. And we got a lot of guys in there that I think are going to do some really good things this year. And we'll see, you know, pump for them. Pump for those guys to prove themselves on the field, because that's what it'll come down to.
I wanted to ask you about Austin because he was named a captain for the first time, and he kind of set that out as a goal for him even early in the offseason. Just what have you seen out of him as a guy who's risen up the depth chart to get to this point?
Yeah, well, he's truly stepped into that role. I think he sort of started understanding it's a combination. My coach always says leadership is performance, performance is leadership, and Austin is one of the best players on this team. And I think understanding that and understanding the influence he had on the team, he really started developing that in the winter and the spring and then in the summer as well and in camp, and really stepped to the plate.
Anything else for Adrian? You have a preseason feast with your coach. Does he usually do something like that right before the season? Make a meal? Coach
Purdue? Yeah, well, COVID season, so I'm not. We haven't done that, but we have plenty of good moments in the meeting room. So.
All good. All right. Thank you.
Well, season will begin. Okay, we'll move forward for questions for JoJo.
JoJo, what's the stage mean you guys playing week 0 on Fox National TV, Illinois right away?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. This is Nebraska. This is why you come here to play. So, I mean, we're ready for the stage. We're ready to just hit somebody else.
I assume you got a black shirt.
I did.
Yeah. What did that mean to you? Who gave it to you? What was it? You know you expected it, but does it still carry a special weight when you get it?
Yeah. I mean, getting the black shirt kind of puts things into perspective every time, just because it just reminds you of the rich history of this place and all the people that came before you and all the people that will come after you, and how really we're here in this moment and we just have to maximize it and optimize it. And really, I don't take that with a grain of salt. So I'm excited, and we wanna show that tradition proud.
Who are the backers you got them? That linebackers across the board.
Henrich and Reimer, Nelson, Tanner, myself.
That's 2 first-timers? No, I guess that was Nick's first one, isn't it?
I think so.
So what, for the guys who got it the first time, what could you kind of tell that was pretty special to them?
Yeah, I mean, just I can only speak on myself. The first time I got mine, like it was a dream come true. It was like that moment where I felt accepted into the brotherhood. So it's big time for those guys. They earned it. I'm really excited to go keep them and earn them on game day.
Were there any other people who got it for the first time? Any other people?
I don't believe so.
I know it's a different offense, or it could be a different offense, could be the same one, I guess, but they got you guys a little bit the last couple of years. What did they do well the last couple of years against you guys that you don't want to see happen again on Saturday?
Yeah, we just have to win the line of scrimmage, set good edges, keep everything in the box, and win up front. I mean, just plain and simple, they want to run the ball down your throat, and we got to get pushed back, create those alleys for linebackers to run through, make tackles, make turnovers, punch the ball out. Pretty simple.
How much better did you guys get at that over the last half of last season, starting with Iowa and kind of progressing through the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we got better each and every game for the most part. Obviously, there's a little lull right there for the Illinois game, but you just want to get your feet underneath you. You know, week 0, we don't get a warm-up game, we don't get a tee-up game. Like this is good on good off the rip. So it's about who plays fundamental football, who's disciplined, and who makes the most turnovers.
Maybe tough to put to words, but last year for like the first 4 games, you guys were one of the worst defenses on 3rd down in the country, and then you were one of the top defenses the last 4 games. Could you explain what sort of switched there, or what you saw that was different?
Yeah, well, when we make it easy on ourselves and it's 3rd and longer, we're getting our nickel and our dime packages on the field, and we're going to have a better chance to get after the quarterback, force quick throws, and cover down. I think earlier in the year we didn't do a great job of getting them in 3rd and long. It was more 3rd and medium, 3rd and shorts, and just statistically speaking, like they're going to have better odds of converting on those first downs. So just doing a better job on 1st and 2nd down and making them really beat us on 3rd down and getting off the field.
Is there a trick too to balancing, knowing that a game is so important to set the right tone, but also not overdoing it with how you're approaching it mentally or something like that?
Right. It's like playing for a championship or a conference championship. Like, you understand what's on the line. You understand you want to win the game, but also you got to stick to the script and you got to trust yourself. You got to trust the process and all the preparation that you've put in, and that's what we're doing.
Anything else for JoJo? Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Coach, no depth chart today. I mean, is that kind of the plan? I guess holding some stuff back here for this opener?
Yeah, we're just getting ready for that first game. No depth chart.
Does it feel any different from the first 3 years? Well, okay, last year was different, but previous 2 years before that?
I love my team right now. We're having fun. We're preparing hard. We're getting ready for that first game. We're excited.
How'd those backup QBs, how did it sort itself out through fall camp? Do you feel like you have a number 2 right now, or?
Yeah, we got multiple guys that are ready to play, and they're all prepping hard for this first game.
Coach, how did the black shirt ceremony go today?
That was neat. We gave out 12 black shirts, and I know those guys are excited to get on the field on Saturday.
With the captains that were picked, Damien Daniels, the guy who really worked himself up to that point the last couple of years. What have you seen from him, just his growth, not only on the field but off the field, to be recognized by his peers like that?
I can't wait to watch him play this weekend. The team voted on the captains, and we got 4, and he was one of them, and he'll do a great job leading us Saturday.
When you came here, you really wanted to remake the culture in terms of player leadership. A lot of players today say that that's happened. When you look at this group of player leaders, what do you like about it, and what do you feel like has changed?
I like how they're preparing for the game this Saturday. Starting with today, I like how they prepared in camp. I like how they're leading the team to get us ready.
Are there fires that used to reach your desk that don't now because of the guys that you have in place?
I don't know. I'm focused on it Saturday.
What is it about the way that they're preparing that you like?
Oh, they're playing hard. We're getting good leadership. I think the focus is there. The guys are excited.
When you look at Illinois, I know it's difficult with the coaching staff to maybe prepare for them, but can you go back and look at some of their personnel from last year? Are there some guys who jump out? Or how much do you kind of balance looking back at their personnel with also not knowing exactly what a new staff's going to do?
Yeah, there's some challenges to playing a team that has a new staff. We didn't play very well against them last year, made some mistakes. We need to play better this year. I think the guys are locked in on that.
How much do you think the Illinois coaching staff will draw from the stuff that Bielema did at Wisconsin and Arkansas, as opposed to making things fit to what they have there?
I have no idea. All we can do is guess, so we're just doing the best we can to prepare for the game.
Scott, do you feel like you're in a good place, clarity-wise, in terms of the COVID protocols you've been asked to abide by now going forward with the campus doing?
Yeah, like I said, I think we're in a really good spot. I think there'll probably be an announcement from someone other than me here real soon about that. To me, that's private for the kids, and I don't want them thinking about that. I want them thinking about Saturday.
Are you giving you any indication of how the testing will work? Or will there be testing?
Yeah, there'll be once-a-week testing for anyone who's not fully vaccinated, and I don't think that'll be a distraction from what we're trying to get done.
Who's going to announce? What do you mean?
I don't know. I think you'll hear something.
From
I think you'll hear something.
From Nebraska?
I think you'll hear something.
Do you want to tell us?
If I wanted to tell you, I would.
Preparation-wise, is this team where you'd like to be being in game week?
Yeah, you're never 100% satisfied. We can always get better, but I've been excited about the preparation. All the preparation in the world doesn't matter if you don't go play well. So I think our guys are laser focused right now, and I like where they are.
Coach, 90-degree day probably out there, a noon kickoff. How important will depth be just on a hot day in an opener like this for you guys?
We'll see. We're doing whatever we can to get them in the right environments to be ready to play. That's what you can expect around here is a warm game early on in this league. So I think we'll have them ready to try to perform well.
How will this Coach Held done this fall camp of getting those running backs ready to play in game shape?
Yeah, Coach Held is an important part of our team, and he's doing a good job getting those guys up to speed, and I think we'll have several guys ready to go for us.
How do you feel about the progress that your defense has made in being able to create turnovers? You know, what you see in practice, and where are you at in that phase?
I feel good about it. Look forward to watching them play on Saturday. Thanks, guys.
Anything else, sir?